While Squid Game might have been the reason for his rise to stardom, Heo Sung Tae has suffered greatly because of it. From health issues to career trouble, Squid Game turned out to be a bigger problem than Sung Tae had originally expected. So how did being on Squid Game manage to ruin Heo Sung Tae's life? Anxiety-inducing role. Who knew that being part of unarguably the biggest show of 2021 would have so many downsides for the actors involved? Squid Game is far from Heo Sung Tae's first acting project, but he didn't even plan on becoming an actor at first. He got a degree in Russian language and culture from the Pusan National University and started working with the LG Electronics Russian business marketing team. He then worked for Daewoo Shipping and Marine Co. and was known as the king of TV sales in Korea. So how did the king of sales end up acting in one of the biggest shows on Netflix? Believe it or not, it was all an accident. He was watching TV while he was drinking and happened to stumble upon an ad for an acting survival reality show by SBS called Miracle Audition. He was so drunk that he applied for the show and surprisingly came in 5th place. Well, not surprisingly, because we all know how talented he is, but to someone with no prior experience in acting, it must have come as a shock. This served as a boost for him to pursue acting seriously. He said, "I became an actor because the judges complimented me. If even one judge said I wasn't good, then I wouldn't have become an actor." He then started learning how to act from imitating the actors he saw on comedy shows. Sung Tae eventually started landing small roles, moving on to bigger ones, before he landed the biggest project of his career, which was Squid Game. Even though he had been playing villains for most of his career, he still managed to bring something fresh to the screen with his portrayal of Dong-hyuk, and he really enjoyed playing the role too. He said, "I was attracted to this character because he wasn't infinitely strong, and I tried to bring out a variety of emotions related to the most basic of human desires." Sung Tae said that Doksu is a role that he will cherish forever. He stated, "He was the best villain that I could have played. I don't know if I will ever get the chance to play such a global villain again, but he is very precious to me." The audiences saw his dedication to the role too, and the industry finally recognized his talent because this king started getting cast in more and more roles after Squid Game aired. Unfortunately, his Squid Game fame didn't come with no consequences, especially to his health. On May 2nd, Sung Tae's newest drama, Bloody Heart, had its production presentation, which was held online. But when he was asked about his chemistry with actress Choi, who plays his daughter on screen, surprisingly, Sung Tae took the opportunity to apologize to her. He started by saying, "After Squid Game, I actually had some sort of social anxiety disorder. Due to that, my shooting with Choi got canceled once. It was our first scene together." He said that he felt terribly apologetic towards Choi for messing up the filming. He apologized and said, "I just couldn't pull it off well then. I felt terrible about that. I felt so sorry to Choi." Thankfully, he was able to overcome his troubles and get back on his feet. Sung Tae shared, "It was one of the most difficult hardships that I had ever experienced. I had to go through it in order to continue with my life though." He also said that he had discussed his problems with the director and their discussions really helped him get through his hardships. He ended his statement with, "I spoke with the director and she gave me detailed and heartfelt advice. Her advice truly helped me a lot. After that day, I was able to enjoy my work." It would be hard to imagine that he found it hard to get back to acting after Squid Game, but I'm so glad that he was able to overcome it. Health issues. There were other problems that came with his fame post-Squid Game. On top of his anxiety, Sung Tae was also left with a few health issues that he's still dealing with to this day. Because of his role of Deksu, Sung Tae had to go through some drastic weight transformation that wouldn't be healthy for anyone. During an online interview, he shared his journey of preparing for the role in Squid Game. Turns out that during quarantine, he ended up losing 73 kilograms. Yeah, that's a lot, but that isn't the end of his weight transformation. Once he tried for the role of Deksu, the production team thought that he was too skinny for the role. Sung Tae shared, "Squid Games' production team contacted me and asked to meet up with me. I met director dong-hyuk and he told me, 'Why did you lose so much weight?' He shared with me that Doksu's physique is an important part of his character and that my shoulders were too small. So not only did he have to gain his lost weight once again, but he needed to do it quickly before the shooting for the show started." He said, "So because of that, I gained about 15 to 17 kilograms in a span of a month and a half. That's the most weight I've gained in such a short amount of time." While his dedication to the role is more than admirable, it didn't turn out the best for him. The drastic weight loss and then gain in such a short amount of time caused a lot of health complications. Sung Tae revealed, "Because I gained weight in such a short amount of time, my health got noticeably worse. My calf muscles disappeared and my knees started to hurt. My body's health overall just became horrible." This was also a learning experience for him, as he said that he'll think twice about the roles he'll accept from now on. He'll still remain dedicated to the act, act, just not to the point that it does him harm. Sung Tae said, "I have no problem losing the weight, but I think next time I'm offered a role that requires me to gain weight, I will have to give it some thought. I think it's 3 times more difficult to gain weight." Even though the viewers are more than thankful for everything he did to bring the perfect Deok-soo to our screens, this story was heartbreaking, and it made the viewers think about all the unspoken struggles he must have gone through to finish filming the show. Wishing him a speedy recovery. Face your fears. It seems like the role of Deok-soo came with more than Sung Tae bargained for. Squid Game is definitely not a show for the faint-hearted, but if viewers were disturbed, I can't even imagine what the actors had to go through while filming some of the dramatic scenes. Sung Tae gave us an idea when he revealed which of the scenes was the hardest to film. It ended up triggering his fear so hard that it messed him up to this day. So which scene was this? None other than the game of Glass Stepping Stone. To win this game, the players must guess which glass panel they should step on to get to the other side of the bridge. If they step on the fragile glass, they will end up falling from a terrifying height. This is also the scene where Sung Tae's character ends up falling and losing the game. The height of the bridge was only 1.5 meters, even though the CGI in the show made the bridge look horrifyingly taller than it actually was. 1.5 meters was more than enough to trigger Sung Tae's fear of heights though, and the experience was less than pleasant. But since Deok-soo is supposed to be this evil character that isn't scared of anything, Sung Tae had to put all of his acting skills to work, but admits that he was terrified to bits. Of course, you can't notice that at all because he's just that excellent of an actor. But thinking of all the things he had to go through during filming, I wouldn't be surprised if he never stepped foot in a filming set again. Running gag. The glass stepping stone scene wasn't the only scene that Sung Tae found hard to film. With more and more players getting eliminated in the Squid Game, the games also started getting harder to survive. One of these games that the contestants had to play to stay alive was Tug of War, where 2 groups of players tugged on a rope and the loser would fall from a horrifying height. The scene had to be filmed with the actors tugging on the rope while a machine was tugging on the other side. The director, dong-hyuk, explained that the scene was difficult to film for the entirety of the cast and really tired everyone out. He revealed, "They were all worn out. I remember Heo Sung Tae saying out of all the action films he shot, this is the most difficult scene he's ever done." Heo Sung Tae, who has shot countless scenes that were much more extreme, found the Tug of War game hard to film. You can't blame the cast for needing a break after filming Wrapped. Sung Tae actually shared that he ended up throwing up because of the scene. In an interview for The Swoon, he said, "I really gave it my all. I threw up so many times. Poor Sung Tae. I know that this is his job, but to get violently ill because of a single scene must have really messed him up." It didn't help that every game got much more difficult to film for the directors and the cast. At this point, I think he begged the director to write him off the show just so he could move on to less painful projects for him to film. He really should put his mental and physical health above everything else. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to support Sung Tae's latest project, Bloody Heart. Thank you for watching today's video, and have a great day. Bye!